Check one, two. Also want to congratulate the Odyssey of the Mind team. I mean, I don't know if you guys realize this, but Ms. Sham and I actually grew up right across the street from each other. So we are not only lifelong colleagues, but we are lifelong neighbors.
Started the same year and now you're leaving me, huh?
I know. But if you look at what this is just another great example of the things that our school is doing. So, you know, Tracy puts all of her heart and soul into this, and look at the product. I mean, we've got a world team here. So, and that's just the beginning of it, because I see what you do on a daily basis with your students. So, and I could keep going. Mr. Duthie, my God, one of the most respected educators out there, but you know, the Bruins are probably in the first period right now, maybe second. No, but really, I could keep going. Teacher of the Year, Ms. Cataldo. It's just amazing as I look out. So we got really a great, great staff here. We're very, very fortunate in this community. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Eleanor Romer, 25 years. You're the baby, 25 years only. Oh. So to, my son had Mrs., I want to say Goler. You know, to like several years of classes, you will always be Mrs. Goler. Loved Mrs. Goler with her quiet voice, never yelled. Thanks to Mrs. Goler, Mrs. Romer, I'm sorry, I'm so late. Mrs. Romer, we have Math League. Mrs. Romer started our Math League here. I'm going to read this resolution for you. Whereas Eleanor Romer has tendered her resignation as a fourth grade teacher in the Oradell Public School District to become effective July 1st, 2019 after 25 years of service, all of which were spent in dedicated and faithful service to the Oradell Public School District. And whereas during her many years in our school system, she has imparted her knowledge and understanding of the educational needs of the students of the Oradell Public School District. And whereas she has influenced the lives of many boys and girls with her deep understanding and has earned their love and respect as well as that of their parents and her colleagues, and whereas she has given unselfishly of her time and effort in the interest and welfare of the children of our school district. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oradell Board of Education hereby recognizes Mrs. Romer's contribution to the district and expresses its appreciation of her dedicated services and directs that this resolution be included in the minutes of the board and that a copy be presented to Ms. Romer, Ms. Eleanor Romer, as a token of its esteem. Mr. Romer like to come up here? Excuse me? Oh, yes, you are. She's in charge in her classroom, but the board is in charge here, so we can talk until you get home. So, is there anyone I'm going to open to the board first? If anyone would like to say anything?
Well, I think I've said this before. Unfortunately, I only had 2 children who were blessed to be in your class. But they certainly made their mark, both of them, as you made your mark on them, and you will forever be in their hearts for being such a very, very special teacher. And what color was that lipstick that you... Cocoa bean. Cocoa bean. Okay. Yeah, the cocoa bean. I bet they talked about like forever. I had said this before. Probably one of the things that sticks in my heart is on 9/11, when I came to pick up my daughter at the school, thinking I could bring her home, she came down to me in the outer office and she said, "Do I have to go home?" Says, "Everybody else is leaving. I get to stay with the teacher." So she wanted to stay with you. And I left her to stay with you because I trusted you completely. You brought a professionalism as well that I got to see as a board member in your work on curriculum over the years. From the get-go, you were always a great part of this whole staff and brought your quiet intelligence to everything you did. Thank you.
Eleanor, I didn't have any of my kids or grandkids be lucky enough to have you. However, I was lucky enough to sit in on Eleanor's lessons over the course of about 3 years ago, I guess. She was kind enough to have one of my student teachers in her class. So I had the pleasure of going in and seeing a master at work. And it was delightful. It was that calming on your little lamp on your desk and the kids. And I know my student teacher learned so much from you, as I did sitting there those number of times I came into your classroom. So thank you for what you've done, and you'll always do. Like they've said, you may not always teach, but you'll always be a teacher, and a fine one too.
But I would just like to say that any person who can rock out to Bon Jovi while walking around the school with a boot on is my kind of people, and I appreciate that enthusiasm that you brought that day and the enthusiasm that you brought every day that you came to OPS. So thank you.
So we also did not have the pleasure of having you as a classroom teacher, but I have a number of friends whose children did. And what I do know is that those students were, even though you didn't give birth to them, they were your children all year. And what I have witnessed is on the last day of school, children sobbing and not wanting to leave your side, and that says a lot. And the final comment I have is, I don't know what you did with Matthew, but it was spectacular, and my kid was not going to miss it for anything. And it's really had a big impact, and we will leave big shoes to fill there. So we're going to miss you a lot. It's really been
Going to open up to the public. Any students? Go ahead, line up. Tell us your name again and what grade you're in.
Okay, so I'm Eve and I'm in 5th grade. So first, I have a few things to say, but first of all, who's saying that Miss Romer's quiet? I mean, like, okay. Second of all, you always have a big Bon Jovi poster hanging up in your room. Yes, kudos to you, okay. But it was just like so much fun. Like, I remember our class, we would get through math lesson and we'd be like, that was so much fun. And I remember like the first day of school when you played science. And that was really fun. And I remember the first day of school on step-up day where someone lost something. And you're like, okay, the person to find and get something for the prize box. We're all like running around your classroom trying to find this thing. But it was so awesome. And I think I would cry if I didn't just lose half my body weight crying for Mr. K. But kudos to you. I hope you have a great retirement. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm David. And even though I never had Miss Romer, I still went to Math League with her. And even in Math League, she was very kind of encouraging. She taught me to never give up, even if something is very hard. And she was overall a very great teacher, and I'm sad to see her leave. And, well, I'll miss you, Miss Romer. And I'm in Mrs. Romer's class, and I remember on seventh day I was crying because I wasn't with my friend, and she made me stop crying, and on the first day of school she was super nice to me, and I remember she was telling us about the clock that you get, and she didn't really like the clock. And it was so much fun having you. It was a really fun year because
Started at 8 o'clock.
And it was really fun having you because you were a great teacher, and we always had fun when we were learning. And it was really fun doing the scrapbook with you because it was just always fun coloring and doing all that stuff. And it was really fun like having the prize box, so that whenever we play like your fun math games and all the games you always made, and fun. It was so much fun playing with them. And the party was so much fun seeing your reaction.
Why don't you tell them what you said?
Well, so what did you say?
Why don't you tell them what you said?
Oh, so we had a big surprise party. It was themed purple and dogs. And there was confetti everywhere and balloons. And Mr. Romer was there in a purple shirt. And we had a big cake.
And it was a nice surprise.
Thank you very much.
My name is Akriti. I'm in Mrs. Romer's class. And so I was new to Oradell this year. And Mrs. Romer made me feel really welcome. And I'm going to miss her so much. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Although I've never had a Mrs. Romer personally myself, I've had friends and classmates just say, and I asked them, oh, which teacher did you have for 4th grade? Oh, I had Mrs. Romer. Oh, how was she like? And they had nothing but positive things to say about you. And also Math League, a couple of my friends, they had a great victory, and your victory as well, and they were upset at me, and they just ranted to me about, oh, we didn't get our, they said they were going to announce it over the loudspeaker, but we didn't. So, yeah, they were really disappointed about that, and so that was kind of so you coached a great Math League, and they were amazing. All right, and so OPS won't be the same without you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm Alex again, and I'm in 5th grade, though I've never actually had the opportunity to have Miss Romer as my teacher for 4th grade. I did have her for Math League, and I remember every day walking in, wondering what's next, what are we going to review, and then he would say, today we're going to play Hit Target Miss. And I asked Lucas, who you had, what the heck is that? And then he started to explain it to me, and it was, you opened up my eyes. Even if I didn't have you, I still wish I did. I'm Kaylee Windrum. I didn't have you in your class or math league. It's just my brother had you, Owen, and like every day he was talking about like how he misses you, and you were just like one of his favorite teachers. I just want to say my sister had Miss Romer, and she always had such good things to say about her when she'd come home from school. And I was in 2nd grade, and I wish I would have her, but I didn't get the chance to have her. And I remember I was in 3rd grade, and it was step-up day, and they said the classes, and I had Miss Romer, and I started crying, and Miss Kenya was like, I know you're upset, you're gonna leave me, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay. So I just want to say thank you for everything. My name is Gwen, and I have Miss Romer, and she's really nice, and I got very lucky to have her. And thanks. Hi, I'm Ethan, and I'm in 7th grade. And before I moved to Oradell, I was in 4th grade, and I had a 4th grade teacher in Colorado, and she was really good. Like, we just did projects after projects, and they were due on like every other day. And then when I moved here, I thought school would be just boring again, but you changed my perspective of school. And now because of you, I think school's fun, and I just want to thank you for that, and I'm going to miss you.
I'm Dominic, I'm in English 3rd Case class, and Mrs. Romer, I miss you so much. You're a caring teacher to all the kids in my class last year, and you changed me, like, with all the games you did. Like, I remember when you were saying the Simon Says game, you used to do this trick where you said, come up here, and then we all used to, like, lost, and because we asked why, but it was a trick they made up. And I remember, as Alex said, it hit targets miss. That was one of my funnest games they made. Thank you for being my teacher.
I'm in Mr. Pistorius' class. I asked all my friends who they had for 4th grade, and they all said Mrs. Romer, and they all said all nice things about you, and I just want to congratulate you.
Michelle Hawley, Assistant Principal. Joining OPS last year was daunting and a bit scary for me. And I will never forget walking into your classroom and feeling the welcome, feeling the heart. There is a quote about teaching. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And your students feel that. They understand that you are their person when they have you in 4th grade. They understand your commitment and how much you love them. And that leads them throughout the year. I too share your love of dogs and purple and teaching and meditating. And you have passed your love and your passion on to your kids. And that is something, as you have heard tonight, that they will never forget. Your heart will continue to beat on in OPS and in the world because of the commitment you made in the past 25 years. Thank you.
So I just want to say thank you. It's been a wonderful year. As a family living with a fourth grader who has had interesting time adjusting to school, you made it so easy for us. And you understood my child like I understand my child. And we're very grateful for what you did for her. Very appreciative of it. And your professionalism, your curriculum, you pushed her where she needed it, pulled her back where she did it. And I know my younger one is very, very, very sad you're retiring. He was so convinced you're going to be there for him in the fourth grade. But we wish you very well, and we're looking forward to seeing your books.
My name is Cecil Benedict, and this is Ethan. You heard him just a little while ago. I wanted to speak because I just want to share, first of all, that it's not just the kids that you impact, it's also the parents when they see their kids excel going forward. I wanted to share our story. We moved to Oradell in October of 2015, so it was a month after school started. And, we took the kids away from their friends and family and everything that they knew before into Oradell. Didn't know anything about the school. We didn't know anybody in school. But we were very fortunate that the teacher that we got was this one. She welcomed him to the class and made him a part of the class. And it was like he didn't miss a beat. It was like he was there all along because he, enjoyed school. He talked fondly of you all throughout the year, and he did very well. We're also very fortunate that his brother Oradell was able to get into your class this year and have that same experience that Ethan got to have. I think a good teacher, instills a wonder and an eagerness to learn, all by making school fun. But a special teacher, I think, sends a piece of them with the child for them to carry throughout the rest of their academic career. And I know Ethan already has. He's done great all the way through this year. So it's all because of you. He never excelled in school like he did before he got to your grade. Thank you.
Very similar to their story. My son Owen and Kaylee and I, we moved in when Owen was in fourth grade. Very hard time for a kid to move in to a small town, and he had you, and that was a blessing because he was shy, but you brought a confidence out in him. You made him feel content in the classroom, and he shined and he blossomed. You got him to read, a miracle, and he loved it. And you spent time with him to figure out what he wanted to read, what could get Owen to read, and it was just fantastic. And as Kaylee said, he still talks about you. And Kaylee was disappointed not to get you, but to speak to all of OPS. She got Mrs. McGrath, and she had a great year. And this year, for those who know her, she has Mr. K, Mrs. Melinda, and she is just shining and blossoming. And I can't speak to Mr. K for thanking me for that, thanking me for Owen and Ms. Choga. She's helped me professionally this year. So just congratulations to all three of you. Thank you.
Tracy Shaw, notorious. I like Hitchcock too. So about that clock that you don't like, I couldn't let that go. Because clocks represent time. And 25 years ago, which is a long time, you came coach with us, and I left you my fourth grade classroom. And what a bang-up job you did. Fourth grade was always, for me, and together as a group, very cohesive, lots of fun, lots of energy, lots of new ideas, and a lot of heart. And there was not a minute that I worried in leaving that to you. Even though I left you the orange and yellow rolling cart that I really wanted to take with me. So time is something that you can't get back.
It's something that some have a hard time giving. Not you. You said to me once, I will always give you my time. And you did. And you gave it to your students, you gave it to your colleagues, and you gave it with a lot of heart. So, to you, thank you for your time. And I will continue to be in your time. And to Eileen and Pete as well. Time is something that you all gave, but time to me as well. I waited to last so I could talk to everyone. And we've had some great times. So thank you for that. And I hope that time is more than kind and loving to the three of you in whatever you choose to do from here. Thanks. Love you guys.
I've seen you a lot lately. My daughter, I'm Heather Gordon. Sienna is my daughter, the giggly one. But I just want to come here and say, every year she loves her teachers. We've never, great, but the way she talks about you, the way she says your name, her face just lights up. I've never seen anything like it, really. She now created a little school in her room. And it's all stuff that she learned from you. She has a mini school, like she's like a mini me you. It's just so wonderful. Reading, she's read, but now she's like such an avid reader, all because of you also. You're just amazing. And the stuff, you signed a book for her, it's like a celebrity signed it. And I want to say, we got you good, girl. Yes, you did.
My name is Kate Cornish-Booth, and I'm the president of the Oradell PTA. And first, I want to thank the Board of Education for letting the community take time during their meeting to express gratitude on the retirement of these three lovely teachers. I'm thrilled I get a chance to say a few words to thank Ms. Choka, Ms. Romer, and Mr. Pistoris. As I thought about this evening, I kept hearing the word retirement repeating in my head. And it's a word that has so many nuanced meanings. To some extent, though, for everyone, retirement means that both the end of one era and the beginning of another. And as you think about the word retirement, it screams the opportunity to explore your time untethered by a workday, which is something I think many of us were very, very jealous of. I know I share the sentiment with many when I say that I hope that you spend your untethered time pursuing activities that make you happy. Importantly, as you weave your way through the open-ended days ahead of you, I hope you regularly take pause and know that you have had a material impact on thousands of children. Children who move on to be adults. And adults who then take what you taught them and extend the impact of your influence even further. So while this chapter of active influence over their lives, the lives of our children, may be coming to a close, I think you should never lose touch with the fact that the residual impact you have will last for lifetimes. So with that said, I have 3 small tokens of the PTA's appreciation that I've been charged with sharing. We hope you enjoy your retirements, and I know that the OPS PTA is grateful and will remain grateful for what you've taught our children and for those lessons that will last for years and years to come. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Bowman, it's your turn.
Thank you for everything. It's 25 years here. It's 41 in total. I have been to the weddings of my students. I have been to the births of their children. And I have said goodbye to a few of them in my lifetime. And I think the greatest gift that I was given, because I didn't choose teaching, teaching chose me. It was there from the moment I could speak. And I knew it was what I wanted to do, and I never, ever looked back. It goes by in a flash. Time is vicious. But I also feel incredibly blessed to be in the community that I teach in, and to have every single day spent with children who are so loving and so caring, and it makes all of those good times even better, and it makes the difficult times easier to bear. Thank you so very much for opening up your families to me, for allowing me to be a part of it, for allowing me to share everything that happens during the school year. It's an amazing place to teach. I work with an amazing, amazing group of people. From the top down, we care so much about your children. They are our children. And one of the happiest days of my life was when my son became a teacher and for the first time referred to his class as my kids. And when I heard that, I knew, okay, he has arrived. He feels what I feel every day. And although I am not going to be here, I know that I'm going to continue to hear what's going on and to hear from my former students. They come and they tell me what college they got into. And the feeling that you get from that is like, how lucky could I possibly be to have found something that doesn't feel like a job? It's more of a blessed vocation.